Welcome back to the best series on the internet. We have the ESPN Fantasy Team of the Week. This was the highest scoring team that you could have had at fantasy in week 5. Getting right into it, if your quarterback was Kirk Cousins, you started the week out with 34.36 points, an absolutely insane game by the veteran. 500 passing yards made him his first appearance here today. The first Falcon on our list, and it was a good start. At the running back 1 spot, if you had Tank Bigsby, who I had never heard of before today, then you got 25.9 points. A pretty low scoring week for running backs based on the past couple weeks, but somehow this guy was able to make his first appearance on this list. Then after him, at the running back 2 spot, if you had DeAndre Swift, you got another 20 points. Once again, pretty low for this list, but it was enough to get him his first appearance here today. As for wide receivers, if you had Jamar Chase, then you probably won in your league because he got you 41.3 points. It was an insane game to watch. I had him in one of my leagues, and I just looked down and saw plus 20 when he got that 70-yard reception. It was madness. This is his second appearance here in 3 weeks, I believe, and he is now the rank 1 wide receiver. A great week, highest scoring week by a wide receiver yet. At the wide receiver 2 spot, we have our second Falcon of the day in Drake London. He scored 33.4 points, and it was just a crazy week for the Falcons. He's still only the 7th ranked wide receiver, but he made his first appearance on this list. Then at the tight end spot, somehow for the second time this season, Tucker Kraft has made it onto this list. He scored 24.8 points, and it seems he has overtaken Luke Musgrave for the tight end 1 spot on this Packers. He's now the 3rd best tight end in all of fantasy. Then at the flex spot, we have our 3rd Falcon of the day in Darnell Mooney. Seems it was a good choice leaving the Bears because he scored 31.5 points as a wide receiver 2, and that is just insane. This whole list is basically just the Falcons' passing attack. But nevertheless, the defenses, as you saw, are the Vikings and the Giants. Both of them scored 18 points and had themselves some pretty good week. That was enough to boost the Vikings to the number 1 spot in all of fantasy, even though this is just their first week on this list. Then for the kickers, there is a 3-way tie between Fairbairn, McLaughlin, and Richard. I'd never heard of Richard before this week, but props to him and the other two. 16 points is a pretty good week for kickers. They are now the number 2, 6, and 8 kickers in the league, all pretty high up there, and all of them made their first appearance today. In total, this week was kind of lacking in points compared to the last couple, but 245 points is still absolutely insane. For example, I had the highest scoring team in my league this week, and I had 170 points. It's also crazy that this team was projected 103.7 only. That was thanks in part to Tank Bigsby, who was only projected 3.7 points, but balled out, got 25.9, and ended up having themselves a good week. Anyway, did you have any of these guys on your team? If you did, tell me down in the comments below, and be sure to click on some of these videos on your screen now.